Bad news if you're waiting for AirPods Pro 3. Reports now suggest Apple's delaying their launch until 2026. Yes, that's right, we might not see brand new AirPods Pro hardware this year at all. But before you get too disappointed, here's the twist. Instead of new earbuds, Apple's preparing to give AirPods Pro 2 another huge software upgrade at the upcoming iPhone 17 event. And honestly, this one is just as exciting as new hardware. According to fresh leaks from iOS 26 beta, AirPods Pro 2 are about to gain a feature that's been rumored for years, but never delivered. Live translation. Imagine being able to have a conversation in real time with someone who doesn't speak your language directly through your earbuds without ever needing to pull out your iPhone. If Apple pulls this off smoothly, it could be one of the biggest upgrades AirPods have ever had. Now, this isn't the first time Apple's used an iPhone event to surprise us with AirPods software upgrades. Remember last year, AirPods Pro 2 weren't even expected to make an appearance, yet Apple announced 3 major health upgrades: hearing aid, hearing test, and hearing protection. This rolled out with iOS 18.1 and made the then 2-year-old earbuds feel brand new again. Here's the important detail: live translation looks set to be exclusive. Based on iOS 26 codes, it's only going to work on AirPods Pro 2 and AirPods 4. That means Pro 2 users are getting another reason to stick with the earbuds they already own. But of course, that leads to the big question: what's happening with AirPods Pro 3? Weren't they supposed to arrive this year? Well, here's where the rumors clash. Analyst Jeff B was always saying 2026, Mark Gurman said we could expect them in the next few months, and then we've got code leaks showing us a new Bluetooth identifier, 8239, that doesn't match any existing AirPods. For reference, the Pro 2 Type-C is 8228, so the signs of new hardware are definitely there. The problem is figuring out which story is true. Either Apple's holding back Pro 3 until next year, or they're just around the corner. Personally, I was leaning towards them launching this year. The AirPods Pro release cycle has been pretty consistent. First gen launched in 2019, second gen launched in 2022. By that pattern, 2025 should be Pro 3's year. Combine that with the Bluetooth code leaks, and I thought it was basically a given AirPods Pro 3 would be out this year. But since 9to5Mac now believes that AirPods Pro 3 are not coming this year, I'm not so sure anymore, but I'm still going to go against 9to5Mac, and still, I believe there's going to be new AirPods Pro 3 coming soon. Also remember, there have been case leaks recently, so that points towards a September release. And hey, before we break down what AirPods Pro 3 might eventually bring, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and it means you won't miss my full coverage of the iPhone 17 event, where all of this will be revealed. And we're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers right now, so every sub counts. So let's talk about what AirPods Pro 3 could look like when they finally arrive. One of the biggest expectations is a new chipset, likely the H3. AirPods Pro 2 currently runs on the H2 and already powers features like adaptive transparency, spatial audio, and improved noise cancellation. The H3 would push things even further, maybe smarter spatial audio, even lower latency, and tight integration with the iPhone's A series processors. If live translation's debuting on Pro 2, imagine how much faster and more efficient it could be on the Pro 3 with dedicated hardware. Apple could even use the H3 to improve battery life, a major selling point for frequent travelers or commuters. Design is another area full of question marks. There have been whispers for years about Apple experimenting with a stemless design, earbuds that look more like Google's Pixel Buds. But honestly, I'm not convinced that Apple's going to ditch a stem just yet. It's iconic, instantly recognizable, and practical. It houses microphones and makes gesture controls easy. More likely, we'll see refinements, smaller case, maybe smaller stems. New colors would be nice, but knowing Apple, they don't want to risk changing the iconic white look all AirPods have right now. Then there's health tracking. Apple's been slowly turning AirPods into a kind of health device. The hearing aid feature was the first big step. But what if Pro 3 adds sensors for heart rate, stress monitoring, or even body temperature? Apple has been filing patents for in-ear health sensors for years, so the tech exists, it's just a massive integration. These features could complement the Apple Watch for users who don't wear a watch all day, or add extra layers of insight for fitness tracking. Imagine an earbud that tells you if your heart rate is spiking during a workout, or if your temperature is rising right in your headphones. Battery life's also due an upgrade. AirPods Pro 2 already improved things slightly, but imagine pushing it to 8 or 9 hours on a single charge with a more efficient H3 chipset. Combine that with a slimmer, more ergonomic case, faster top-ups, and better wireless charging efficiency, and Apple could make a product that competes strongly with rivals like Sony's WF-1000 XM5s or Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds. Audio quality is another area Apple can push. Active noise cancellation has improved with each generation, but the H3 could unlock even finer tuning, adaptive cancellation that changes based on your environment in milliseconds, or smarter transparency modes that isolates important sounds while filtering background noise. Spatial audio could get an update too, with more precise head tracking and better support for multi-language translation features. Price is another interesting angle. AirPods Pro 2 launched at $249, and despite inflation, Apple's kept that fairly stable. But with the H3 chipset, advanced health sensors, improved battery life, and potential design tweaks, I wouldn't be shocked if Apple nudged the price up slightly, maybe $279 or $299. They've already been testing higher priced options with AirPods Max, so pushing AirPods Pro 3 up a tier wouldn't be out of character. And that's where all the delay talk becomes fascinating. If AirPods Pro 3 is really being pushed to 2026, maybe Apple wants them to be a massive leap forwards, not just incremental. We've seen Apple delay products before when they weren't ready, and generally Apple prefers perfection over rushing launches. I say generally because they tried to rush out Apple Intelligence, and that became a big mess. But aside from that, Apple usually cares about perfection, and I'm sure Apple knows how important AirPods Pro 3 are, and they could be that next level leap with smarter sensors, better audio, and a refined design that justifies the wait. Meanwhile, Apple keeps making AirPods Pro 2 more attractive. Last year was the health features, this year's live translation. That strategy keeps users loyal and makes people less likely to jump to competitors like Sony or Bose, who are innovating fast in true wireless audio. But the question I keep coming back to is this: would you rather have AirPods Pro 3 this year with incremental upgrades, or wait until 2026 for a true leap forwards? Personally, I'd still take them this year. The release cycle suggests we're due, and Pro 2, while still excellent, is starting to feel slightly dated compared to rivals who are catching up fast in terms of ANC and audio quality, and that's why this story matters. But either way, whenever AirPods Pro 3 launches, the demand undoubtedly is going to be there. And even if AirPods Pro 3 aren't coming this year, the updates Apple is giving us to Pro 2 show where things are heading. Live translation is the perfect example. It ties into Apple's bigger push on AI and on-device intelligence. We've seen the same with the iPhone, smarter Siri, features that make a device feel more helpful day to day. AirPods are just the next piece of that puzzle. So big picture, here's where we stand. AirPods Pro 3 are either right around the corner or delayed to 2026, depending on which leak you believe. AirPods Pro 2 meanwhile about to get live translation, making them feel brand new again, and the long-term trajectory points towards Pro 3 being more health-focused, smarter, and potentially more expensive upgrades. Either way, AirPods users win. You're either getting exciting features with your current earbuds, or you're getting new hardware soon, or both. And with that, I'll leave you with this. If you've made it this far into the video, clearly you're staying ahead on Apple leaks and rumors, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because the iPhone 17 launch event is going to be huge, and I will have full coverage of everything Apple announces, including these AirPods updates. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.